Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to speak on behalf of NTCC High School, Gate number 7, Malvani Malad West. Myself, Mrs. Shaheen Sheikh, welcome to you all for the online class. Here are some instructions to be followed during the lecture. You can read the instructions and kindly follow the same and move ahead. Topic: our sensory organs for standard 3rd, and our subject for today is EVS. Now students, last chapter we have done our body, and in that we have studied many organs. Now this organs is a new word for you which we have done in the last chapter also. So now we are doing with a new chapter, sensory organs. An organ that tells us about our surroundings. Our eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin are our sensory organs. Now these organs, whatever I am telling, eyes, ears, nose, these are all our organs, but they are used for some or the other purpose, and therefore they are called sensory organs. Now how many sensory organs do we have? We have 5 sensory organs. It is necessary for us to know what is happening in our surroundings. It helps us to decide what to do in any situation, and we keep ourselves safe. How do we sense what is happening around us? It is our eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin which tell us about our surroundings. Therefore, they are called our sensory organs. Now, why these 5 organs are called sensory organs? Because these things tell us about our surroundings, what is happening around us. Now, students, you listen, I will give you an example. Suppose you are walking along the road and there is a ditch ahead. What do you will do? You see it and you walk around it, right? You move around it, you will go by the side of that ditch. But what would happen if you do not see the ditch? If you are not able to see that ditch, that hole, what you will do? You will fall down in the ditch if you are not able to see. You are able to see that is why you will go around it. You will cross that ditch and go by the side. But if you are not able to see, you will fall down. If you are playing in your neighborhood, suddenly you hear thunder. You are able to reach your house before it begins to rain. Right, children? When we go somewhere out, and if you if you are able to hear the thunder, so what you will feel? Okay, now rain is going to come, and then what we will do? We will do our work. We will try to finish our work fast and move to our house quicker, as soon as possible, before it begins to rain. So that is why these all things tell us about our surroundings, what is going to happen. What would happen if you do not hear the thunder? That time, if you are not able to hear, then you will not be able to know, okay, now rain is going to come and you should move fast at home, right? So these all things, that is why they are called our sensory organs. Now first we will see the first sensory organ, that is ears. Now what do we do with our ears? We hear with our ears. Mainly we come to know what a person is saying to us. The ears also tell us whether the sound we hear is sweet or harsh. They also tell us which direction a sound is coming. Yes, children, What do we do with our ears? We hear with our ears. So we are able to hear with our ears. Right, children? Mainly we come to know what a person is saying to us, है ना, with our ears. We can hear the thunderstorm, है ना, we can hear types of noises, sounds, whether the sound is sweet, whether the sound is harsh, whether the sound is of a bird or an animal, है ना, whether the sound from where it is coming is from very far it is coming, है ना, or very near it is coming. That also we can make out with the noise. So that these all things we can do with our ears. So therefore the ear is one of our sensory organs. Now the second one we will see is the nose. What do we do with our nose? We can smell with nose. We perceive the smell of a fragrant flower or incense sticks because of the nose. What do we do with our nose? We can smell. Whether something is nice fragrant, flower is a nice fragrant is coming, or some bad smell, it is stinking, we can say, we can some foul smell is coming. That we can able to know with our nose. Again, it is the nose which tells us that smell in the air or that of the food is spoiled. So in the air some smell is coming. Is it good or bad? It is foul or it is nice fragrance. We can make out with the help of nose. At such times we can take proper precautions. So when we feel that the food is going to spoil, that time a foul smell is coming in our house. So that time we can take proper precaution and we can avoid eating that food also. Now the third one is tongue. We can taste with our tongue. Sugar and jaggery are sweet. Bitter gourd is bitter. Lemons and raw mangoes are sour. Salt is salty. It is due to the tongue that we know these tastes. If we eat a chili, our tongue gets a burning sensation. We say that the chili is hot. So what do we do with our tongue? We taste with our tongue. Many tastes are there. Sweet taste, bitter taste, sour taste, then salty, chilies. Chili is what we feel when we eat chili. Our tongue burns. It gives a burning sensation. We say that the chili is very hot. Chili is very hot means it is not hot. It gives a burning sensation. We feel it when we eat a chili. Sugar and jaggery, it is sweet in taste. Bitter gourd, bitter gourd means that Karela. You have seen Karela, that is bitter gourd. And bitter gourd is bitter. Lemons and raw mango. Lemons, you have tasted lemon, it is sour in taste. And you have tasted salt, it is salty. That taste is salty. So these all taste, we can taste it with our tongue. The next one is eyes. What do we do with our eyes, children? You all know. We see with our eyes. It is with our eyes that we can see. We can tell the color of the things we see. We can tell their shape. We can also guess the distance of things from us. What do we see with our eyes? We see, suppose a train is coming from very long distance. We are able to see that train. And after some times we can guess the distance of the things from us. It is coming near or it is going little far. The color of the things, without eyes we can feel the things in our hand, but we don't know the color of that thing. Right, children? Because with our eyes only we are able to know the color. We are able to know the things. Suppose we are handling the books, closing our eyes also we can say, okay, this is a book. But what is the color of the book? Can you say, children? No, you cannot say the color of the thing. Because if you don't have eyes, we are not able to know the color. Shapes also. We are not able to see the shape of the thing whatever we are having. So the eyes help us to see the color, see the shape of the thing, and many things we are able to see with our eyes. Ja. The next one is the skin. Now, how does the skin help us? We come to know if something we touch is hot or cold, rough or smooth because of our skin. Now, how does a skin help us? You know, right, children? Skin help us when we touch something. We are able to know if our eyes are also closed. Then also we can touch that thing, we can feel the thing, right, children, and we are able to know that what the thing is. And this touch we are able to do with our skin. You know, we have that skin is having that power that we are able to know what we are touching. It is hot. You know, so you have seen in the bucket at the time of taking bath. You know, first we put some fingers and we see the water is hot or like this. So because of that skin only we are able to know that touch. Okay, hot or cold, something is cold, something is very rough, something is very soft or smooth. So these all things we are able to know with our skin. So like this, now we have studied 5 sensory organs, children. So now kindly touch your 5 sensory organs, children. Come on, the first one, the ears, nose, tongue, eyes and skin. So touch all your 5 sensory organs and feel it, children. Okay, so 5 sensory organs you should remember. Now the next one is coordination in our movements. How we use these 5 sensory organs. Sometimes, children, we use all these organs together at one time, right? And how we do this? Here also I am giving you one example. We carry out many tasks, right, children? For every task we make different kinds of movements, and for these movements we use our different parts of body. See, we use different parts of our body for different movements. The woman is roasting peanuts in a pan. Now this is the example. Suppose we are saying the woman is standing and roasting peanuts in a pan. Peanuts, you know, shengdana, that she is roasting in a pan. So which parts of her body is she using? Her head is bent forward. While roasting the peanuts, she is bending her head. She is holding the pan with the tongs in her left hand. The tongs, she is holding the pan with the tongs, right? With the spatula in her right hand, she is stirring the peanuts in the pan. So both the hands are also busy. In one hand she is holding the tong and with the other hand she is moving that peanuts. Her eyes are on the pan. Her nose gets the typical flavor. See now, all together her hands are working, head is working, eyes are working and nose is also working. So we are using many parts of our body while doing a single work, one work. Eyes are on the pan to see the peanuts are properly roasted or not. Nose also is working. From the nose they are getting a typical flavor of that roasting of peanuts. We need coordination to get any task done smoothly. Lack of coordination gives rise to mistake. So when all the parts of body work in coordination, then only a work can be done smoothly. Lack of coordination gives rise to mistakes. If there is no coordination, we will do mistakes in our work. Overcoming disability. Now, overcoming disability means some people, some are there, they cannot see properly. Some are there, they cannot walk properly. Some are having hearing problem. Some are having speaking problem. So many people are there. We are good children. God has given us all the things properly. We can speak properly. they can see properly, but all people are not like that. Some people are having problems, so this problem can be overcome, means we can solve that problems by medical treatment or some other devices. See here, if a part of a body does not function well, we face many difficulties, right children? If a some body part is not working properly, what happens? We have to face many difficulties. If we are not able to see, many difficulties we have to face now while learning, reading, going outside. How will you do all these things? We have to face many problems. Some disabilities can be corrected by medical treatment, right children? I told you some disabilities can be treated with medical science. So if in such a situation our movements are not smooth, very smooth, right? And but such situations can be overcome. We can take the help of other people also, and often some special devices can also be used to overcome these difficulties. Then it becomes possible to carry out our own task independently. So when we use some special devices or we take someone's help, then we are able to solve that problem. We are able to carry out our work own task independently without any help. A person who cannot hear well can use a hearing aid. If there is defect in the leg, a special wheelchair can be used. So many people are having difficulties, but it can be solved. If we cannot see well, we can use spectacles, right children? Spectacles means specs we are wearing if we are not able to see properly. So these disabilities can be overcome by using some special devices. Thus, they can make their way independently even on a crowded road full of traffic. Now, you have seen children, a blind people using a cane to feel the way in front of them. A blind person is always having a cane in their hands. Why they are using that cane, that stick? The sounds they hear around them also help them to know the situation around them, and they are independently they can walk on the road. Those who cannot hear, they can use sign language. In some cases, a surgery can help a person to hear. Now, the person who cannot hear, they can use sign language. Now, sign language is a language especially for the disabled who they cannot hear. Right? Who cannot hear well means some they can hear. Little problem is there, then they can use a hearing aid. But the people who do not hear anything, so they have to use sign language. Okay. Defect in the leg, I told you they can use a wheelchair. Then the defect in the leg is no more a hurdle, no more a problem for them. They can use that wheelchair and they can go anywhere they want. Always remember children, even if there is a disability in any organ, we can find a way out of that difficulty. We can learn to be self-reliant. So whenever if we are having any disability in any organ, we have to find a way for that. We have to become self-reliant, and we should not depend on, so that we cannot depend on other people. We have to solve that problem. Okay. Recapitulation. The first question is, list our sensory organs. Right children? So now you know 5 sensory organs: eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin are our sensory organs. Next one, what is meant by sensory organs? The organs that tell us about the surroundings are called sensory organs. Now in home assignment you do this children. Which sensory organ gives you the following information? The guava is sweet. Now sweet, how can you know that the guava is sweet? Which organ you will use to taste the guava? The cuckoo is singing. Now how do you hear the singing of a cuckoo? The sunflower is yellow. How do you know that the sunflower is yellow? Which organ will you use? The incense sticks has a nice fragrance. The towel is rough. Now coming up next will be your chapter number 18, My Family and Home. So goodbye children, stay safe and healthy. Thank you.